If we look at data like this about risk taking over the lifespan, you see this big peak in adolescence. The fact of the matter is, teenagers take more chances than they should, and as a result, they do have higher accident rates than almost any other age group. So here's a story from my work that really clarified for me this whole issue about risk assessment. So it's a Thursday afternoon, and a 17-year-old girl comes into my office, and she's in a great mood. And she says, oh gosh, I can't wait to tell you about my plans for the weekend. So the plans for the weekend are that she's going to have a sleepover on a friend's boat. And she's going to have the sleepover with a boy who she does not know well. And the kicker, right? She's going to do all of this without her mother knowing where she is. So she's telling me the story, but she says, it's okay, I've thought it all through. I've thought it all through. And she goes on to describe what she's thought through, and all that she has thought through is how she's not going to get caught by her mother, right? So she's telling me this, and of course it involves, she's telling her mom she'll be at a sleepover at a friend's house, and that friend knows to call my client should the mother call that house. And I'm listening to this, right? And I'm supposed to be coming up with something useful to say, but I'm listening, and all I'm thinking is, I'm going to call your mom. You walk out that door, I am on the phone with your mother, right? But, okay, so here's the problem. So tattling on teenagers to their parents is not my job, right? Actually, protecting their confidentiality and helping them turn into grown-ups is my job. So, I pull myself together and I say to her, okay, look, you and I both know that you getting caught by your mom is the least dangerous thing that could possibly happen to you this weekend. And, I don't know that she knew it, but I always give benefit of the doubt, and it worked. It got our conversation going in the right direction. And we started talking about the actual risks that she would be facing with this, incredibly dangerous plan. And luckily, she just decided to cancel the plans. So now if you're a parent and you're thinking, okay, well, how do I get my teenager to do this? How do I get my young person to start to think in more mature ways? I think you've got some say. So if your teenager says things to you like, hey, what would you do if you caught me texting while driving? I think we should resist our first impulse to say things like, I would ground you until you were 45, or I would take away your phone. And I think instead we could say things like, I would be so glad I caught you before you hurt or killed yourself or somebody else. So in other words, when we frame the consequences in terms of getting caught, I think we actually give teenagers the wrong message. When we frame the consequences in terms of the actual dangers they would be facing, I think we start to help them to move towards being grown-ups.